I just got back from California and I was immediately hit with 29-degree weather, snow, and a sharp wind just hitting my face so hard. It's interesting. I'm just like, oh, like I hate the snow. I have no motivation in winter. And now I feel the snow. Also, you can probably hear my cat because he missed me. I feel the snow and it just makes me more motivated to leave. If something's negative in your life, it's just showing you what you're not supposed to be doing. And, we always talk about all the negatives, all the bad things that are happening, and we miss all the good signs all around us. And we don't think that good things just happen because we're so used to bad things happening. But then your brain goes into a shock mode because something good happens. And you tell yourself, no, that's not real. Like that, no, but not me. Like, no, that's not possible. I'll let you in on a little secret. Ever since I was a kid, I was always like, you're the chosen one. Like, it's going to be you. Why not you? All of this is going to mean something someday. And you don't understand why yet. But I don't think we never understand life. Life is a big ball of complexity. It's really interesting though, because I was telling myself that. I heard one time about how there is no past, present, or future. It's just the attention we put on it and the stories we tell ourselves about our past that have the power to create a future and to create we are now. I'll talk more about it in a second. It's so fascinating to me. It's literally shifting quantum realities, all the different possibilities of who we could possibly be. But with the past, someone could take a look at what's happening to them. Maybe they're getting physically abused, emotionally abused, neglected, whatever. And they go, oh, well, I got treated like this. That's why I am such an angry person. Because I got treated like this, other people don't understand what I'm going through, how I'm suffering. So I'm going to treat people however I want to treat them and be a complete asshole because they just don't get it. So by doing so, they're a dick to everyone. And then they wonder why no one wants to be around them and things keep going really negatively for them. That's when the human brain utilizes what it's noticing in its environment to confirm its self-belief, because the brain is wired to confirm the self-belief. So when everyone starts treating them negatively back, they go, oh yeah, this is why I'm a fucking asshole, because look at what this bitch is doing. She just gave me a glare. What did I do to her? Ugh. What people fail to realize is they are the one generating that response. Like, oh my word, I just lost this whatever opportunity. Nothing ever works out for me. Oh my word, my life sucks. Bad things keep happening. And then bad things keep happening. Things never work out for them. Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Do you get what I'm saying? Because this is such a cool human psychology. Oh, I love humans. I eat that shit up, bro. Not literally. I'm not a cannibal. I promise. It's because of their own mindset. It's their own doing. But if someone were to look at what happened to them and in their brain, or maybe it's the same person and they rewrite their past or whatever, and they go, oh, well, this happened to me. I don't want anyone else to ever feel like this. So I'm going to make sure everyone always feels included. And by doing so, a lot of people gravitate towards them and good things naturally happen and work out for them. It's interesting. Do you follow? Do you follow what I'm saying? All we have is the present and what we believe in the present, and it rewrites the past and it creates the future. That's so mind-blowing, because what happened in your past, no matter how awful, it can become something beautiful. I know that's so hard to hear when you are in so much pain and such horrible things happen, but I promise, when you experience pain, there is another side to it, and you can experience joy and appreciate joy on such a deeper level. Even the pain can be beautiful, because if you flip it around, there's another side to it. You can use it for creation, for inspiration. Imagine someone who's lived in darkness their entire life. They lived under a rock, literally, and they've never experienced sunlight. They've never experienced joy or anything like that. And then they get a little taste of sunlight. A little thing creaks in, and eventually they go out to the surface and they realize it's been there all this time, and they wonder, how can people just live in the light? How are people just born in the light when I was born in darkness? And every single day they are so grateful to be in the light, and they appreciate it on such a core level. And that is something that people who are born in the light can never fully understand, because they've always had the light. To them, it's normal. It's an everyday thing. I hope that analogy kind of made sense, but if you are living in darkness, I promise there's a light. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Even if you haven't experienced it, doesn't mean it's not there. A lot of people have never seen the ocean. That doesn't mean the ocean doesn't exist. Just means they've never experienced it. I'm so grateful for everything I've been through, because it made me who I am now, and I really like who I am. I really like who I am. But going back to the past, present, future thing, how I am in my present state. Sometimes I'll think about my past self, and I'll just sit there and meditate, and I'll be sending her so much love. And I'll always tell her exactly what I remember hearing. Like, someday it's all going to mean something. It doesn't make sense right now, but this is all worth it. It's worth it. And I have to do that because, you get people who are atheists and they're like, well, if we all die in the end and life has no meaning, none of this matters. And I agree. None of this matters. None of what you do matters. But isn't that also a freeing feeling? If none of it matters, then that also means the opposite true, and everything matters, but nothing matters, so you can just do whatever you want, be whoever you want, and even if people hate you, even if people judge you, even if people misunderstand you, it doesn't matter. You're free. You are free to just exist. You are free to be yourself. And in the flip sense, everything matters because you make it matter. I don't know. I chose myself. I looked at me and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. You matter, dude. You matter, bruh. I think because it's not just one chosen one. There's so many people. I look around and so many people I've seen who were different growing up, and they used their differences to forge their own path, to come up with their own unique way of doing things. So yeah, I still believe I'm the chosen one. But I believe there are millions and millions of chosen ones, and it all started with them choosing themselves. Infinite complexity of confusion, but through the confusion, you find mess. I'm not even going to go there. Because it sounds, I know how it sounds. Man, I was in California, and I just got the feeling that I'm just meant to be there. It just felt like home. It felt like safety. And it's this energy that I'm realizing it's real. It's real. It's not some dream or fantasy that seems so far off. I'm like, wow, it's really possible. And the whole time I was there, I kept meeting these random people at the random times through a random appointment or a ride, and we just have a conversation that is exactly what I need to hear. And the thing that I love about California is you can be yourself. Your uniqueness is completely celebrated. Everyone's got their own thing. Everyone's got their own project, their own career, their own passion, and they're all just doing it. It's not something that they fantasize about or think about, the people in Hollywood. It's just their reality. Everyone you meet down there has just done something. I had this one Uber ride driver, and I was like, yeah, I'm kind of getting into podcasting. I'm kind of I kind of like the idea of talking to people, interviewing people, because you learn so much through people, and it's been kind of fun for me. And he was like, yeah, like that's actually what I did for a long time, and now I have a segment, and I've traveled the world, and I've done this and I've done that, and I went to this remote island with all this culture about this mass author who is super complex and did these political books through fantasy. It's a long thing, but it was absolutely incredible. And it's interesting. I've always loved writers. I've always loved, whether it's writing for a television show or just writing a book in general, each author is so unique. It's so fascinating what they're saying through their stories, and even how their stories are not really stories. There are no stories. It's just how we present it. It's fascinating. It's very fascinating. All the little hidden messages woven throughout, how much you can learn through someone's imagination. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I met another person and they were like, yeah, I had nothing left for me where I was. I was actually from a small town too, and one of their parents died, another one wasn't around, and they just came out here on a whim. And now they're moving records and doing all this stuff, and again, what I needed to hear. And you go down there and you talk about these creative ideas, and people are on board with it. People are like, yeah, like that's cool, like do that, like that's cool. There's no shame, and I hate to be a cliche, but it's like I've always felt different. I've always been like, oh my God. And then I get back here, and I see everything and everyone differently. I see who I was just 2 weeks ago differently. It's been this really weird, mind-boggling experience for me. I was on the metro, just riding around California, going wherever I felt like going, seeing villages and towns and the cities and everything, all different walks of life from A to Z, all the different places you can end up. Just everything that goes into this mass mosaic of California. It's so beautiful. I was on the metro, and they have like these little ads or something and whatever, and it said something that was so exact to me, and it freaked me out. Or I'll go into a bookstore and I'll see an author who says something, and it keeps aligning, and it's so easy for my brain to be like, oh, like what the fuck, like I didn't even realize I was doing it. I didn't even realize how much I was like telling myself, oh, you don't deserve this. Why would it be you? Why? Because my whole life, you hear, that's never going to happen. That's never going to happen for you. Because your whole life you've heard, you're just an ungrateful brat. You don't deserve anything. You're so ungrateful. You suck. You suck. You're demonic. I hate you. Blah, 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 blah. You just destroy everything you touch. You're a hurricane. You're a fucking hurricane. Hurricane Bethany. Blah, blah, blah. You really think you're special? That type of stuff just doesn't happen for people like you. So I used to stare out my window, watch my television screen, and think, that's just the people with, like, in rare circumstances, or they got it handed to them, or that's a 1 in a million. Like, why should it be you? And then you go to think about it, and it's like, well, why shouldn't it be me? Why can't I be that 1 in a million? Why can't I be that 1% that makes it out? Why not me? I've been kind through my absolute lowest. I have been kind to people who have looked down on me and completely overlooked me and shamed me and treated me like I was scum. I've remained faith. And I don't mean faith in a religious woo sense. I mean just faith in everything in the universe. Faith in realness, authenticity, hope, humans coming together, the good. Like, I see the bad. It's not like I do not see the bad. And I have been in the bad. And I've been in the bad my whole life. And it makes you that much more excited about the good. I don't know how to explain it. I think when you stop experiencing miracles, when you stop believing in miracles. And I've spent my whole life keeping faith in a miracle in myself. And with all the signs, I've gotten to the point where I'm realizing where I feel myself changing, and I know something's going to happen, and I don't know what. But I think I'm just going to do what keeps feeling good to me. And because that's something also you learn in California real quick. Money does not equate to happiness. Money does not equate to anything really. It can create opportunities and it can create freedom, and that's very nice, but it's not everything. Everything you ever need is within you. And it's such an overused cliche statement, but you ever wonder why those overused cliche statements are everywhere? It's because it's just the door. It's just the opening. It's just the beginning. It's the simplest way to put something so deeply complex and profound. Just be your fucking self, man. Yeah, so, and of course, I guess I can't say much because I just got back in Michigan, but every day is an exciting day. Even the days that you perceive as negative days, they're not. It's okay to accept that, but because, when you accept things, it's easier to let go and move on and move forward. And then suddenly you just have less and less bad days when you start getting down to the root of the problem and you start seeing all the possibilities and all the ways that you can change. It's just like, I want to cling on to that. And I know actions speak louder than words, but I have a good feeling about me. And I have a good feeling about the universe. So, if something really big and amazing happens, just know that I had a feeling it was going to happen. And you can listen to the podcast in 10 years and see where I'm at. I have no idea where I'm going to be at. But that was Bethany Poling saying she had a feeling.